The next time you open a shoebox, unseal a new gadget, or twist open a bottle of vitamins, you may notice the same tiny packet inside, stamped with the words "Do not eat." Most people barely pause. They treat it like packaging filler, or throw it away with the box. But that small packet is not there by accident. It is fighting moisture, one of everyday life's quiet destructive forces. Long before mold appears, metal corrodes, pills clump, or electronics fail, this packet is already working in silence. To understand why something so small sits beside important objects, we have to look past the warning label and into the invisible problem it was designed to stop. Before we understand the packet, we need to understand what it protects. Let's get into it right here on Secrets of Simple Things. The invisible damage maker. Moisture rarely destroys things all at once. That is what makes it easy to ignore. It does not always arrive as a spill or leak. Sometimes it is simply present in the air, settling into places we do not think about. In shoes and clothes, it can invite mold, mildew, and stale odors. In electronics, it can encourage corrosion, damage contacts, and raise the risk of short circuits. In medicine bottles, it can make pills soften, clump, or lose stability. In dry food, it can dull crispness and shorten shelf life. Around cameras, paper, photographs, and documents, it can cause fogging, warping, stains, and slow damage. That is the danger of humidity. By the time we notice it, the process has often been happening for a while. So the packet is not fighting dirt, dust, or impact. It is fighting air, carrying too much water. It looks like filler, but it isn't. At first glance, silica gel looks like something the package could live without. It has no shine, no moving parts, and no obvious purpose, so it feels like filler. But silica gel does its most important work before damage becomes visible. When it works properly, there is no dramatic result to notice. The shoes do not smell musty. The pills do not clump. The contacts inside a device do not corrode. Everything simply stays normal. That silence makes the packet easy to dismiss. It is not a repair tool. It is preventive design, placed there because sealed packages trap moisture during storage, shipping, and temperature changes. Given enough time, even a little humidity can become a problem. A successful silica gel packet leaves almost no evidence behind, only a product that arrives dry and intact. But the real surprise begins with its name, because silica gel is not really what it sounds like. Silica gel is not actually a gel. The first trick is hidden in the name. Silica gel does not behave like what most people imagine when they hear gel. It is not soft, wet, sticky, slimy, or jelly-like. Open a packet and you usually find hard beads that look more like grains than gel. Those beads are made mainly from silicon dioxide, the same basic compound found in sand and quartz. The material feels ordinary at first, but the interesting part is what it becomes. Instead of remaining dense like sand, silicon dioxide is processed into a lightweight, porous solid. Each bead contains microscopic openings, too small to see, but essential to its job. From the outside, it looks simple. Inside, it gives moisture many places to land. From something as familiar as sand, humans create a material that can control the air inside a sealed box. And the secret is not on the outside of the bead. It is hidden inside. A tiny bead with a huge hidden surface. From the outside, a bead of silica gel does not look impressive. It may seem no more complex than a grain of sand or a piece of hard plastic. But inside that bead is where the real design exists. Each bead is filled with microscopic pores. These openings are too small to see, but together they create a huge amount of internal surface area. A single bead is like a microscopic labyrinth, a tiny cave system with walls, tunnels, and hidden spaces. That matters because water vapor needs a place to go. The more internal surface silica gel has, the more places there are for water molecules to cling. Its strength does not come from the packet's size, but from the hidden architecture inside each bead. This is where an important difference matters. Silica gel does not work exactly like a sponge. Adsorption, not absorption. Most people imagine silica gel soaking up water the way a sponge does. That picture is useful, but not quite accurate. A sponge works through absorption. Water moves into the material and fills it from within. Silica gel mainly works through adsorption. The difference is small in spelling but important in meaning. In adsorption, molecules do not disappear into the material. They cling to surfaces. Silica gel works because it has countless surfaces hidden inside its pores. As humid air moves around the packet, water vapor enters the tiny spaces inside the beads. The molecules meet the inner walls and attach themselves there. The packet does not buzz, glow, melt, or change shape. It simply gives moisture a place to settle. That is why silica gel is useful in a sealed box, bottle, or container. It needs no electricity or maintenance. It quietly lowers water vapor in trapped air. That also explains one strange thing about silica gel. It can hold moisture and still feel dry. Why it still feels dry. This is why silica gel can seem almost impossible at first. It can collect moisture from the air and still feel dry when you touch the packet. The reason is simple. The water is not sitting outside like rain on a window or moisture on a towel. It is held inside the bead's hidden network of pores across surfaces too small for us to see. Your fingers only meet the packet and the outer surface of the beads. That makes silica gel easy to underestimate. It does not become visibly wet, sag like a sponge, or announce that it has been working. A packet may have already captured water vapor and still look almost the same. Silica gel is underrated because it hides the evidence inside. Once you understand that, it becomes easier to see why manufacturers put these packets in so many different products. Why it shows up in shoes, pills, gadgets, and food. Silica gel does not appear in every product for the same reason, but all those products share one fear: trapped moisture. In a shoebox or leather bag, humidity can encourage mold, mildew, odors, and material damage. In electronics, a little moisture can increase corrosion, fogging, damaged contacts, or short circuits. In vitamin or medicine bottles, dryness helps keep pills stable. In dry food, moisture can change texture or make powders stick together. The same idea applies to cameras, documents, photographs, collectibles, and keepsakes, where moisture can cause fogging, warping, stains, yellowing, or mold. Silica gel is useful because it is small, light, cheap, and passive. It does not change the product itself. It simply helps create a drier environment around it. For manufacturers, that tiny packet protects something before the customer ever sees a problem. But if it is so useful, why does the packet carry such a dramatic warning? The meaning behind "do not eat." The warning on the packet is part of what makes silica gel feel suspicious. "Do not eat" sounds dramatic. So many people assume the beads must be extremely poisonous. But the message is simpler. This is not food, and it should never be treated like food. The biggest danger is physical. The beads or packet can be a choking hazard, especially for children and pets. Some packets may contain indicators or additives, making them inappropriate near mouths or unpackaged food. So the warning is serious, but it does not mean the packet is useless. It means the packet has one job, and that job is not to be consumed. It belongs inside a sealed space, capturing moisture and protecting the object beside it. Silica gel is a moisture control tool, not something to eat. The warning tells us what not to do with it, but the packet itself still tells us something bigger about everyday design. A small object designed to prevent a problem. Silica gel does not do glamorous work. It does not make a product faster, brighter, louder, or more exciting. It does not repair a damaged shoe or restore a broken circuit. It simply keeps the environment around an object more stable. Many useful designs work this way. They prevent a problem before we notice it. A seal, a vent, a protective coating, a tiny packet in a box, each one may look unimportant until it is missing. When silica gel succeeds, nobody celebrates it. The shoes arrive dry, the pills stay firm, the lens remains clear. The papers do not warp. Nothing dramatic happens, and that quiet lack of disaster is the whole point. Sometimes protecting a material is not about changing the object itself, but controlling the invisible conditions around it. So the next time you see that tiny packet, it may be worth pausing before throwing it away. The tiny packet fighting an invisible enemy. So the next time you open a box and find a small packet marked "Do Not Eat," it may still feel like an extra, something to sweep aside before the real product. But that packet is not trash, and it is not filler. It is a small piece of material design, a solid made from silicon dioxide, shaped with a porous structure that gives water molecules a place to cling. Moisture moves quietly. It can dull food, weaken pills, fog lenses, warp paper, encourage mold, and damage electronics before anything looks wrong. Silica gel does not make noise while preventing that. It just sits there, controlling a tiny environment one molecule at a time. A tiny packet, a hidden structure, and an invisible problem most people never think about until something starts to fail. If a tiny packet can hide this much science, imagine how many other ordinary objects around us are doing quiet work we never notice. If you enjoy uncovering the hidden stories behind simple things, subscribe to Secrets of Simple Things and keep looking closer at the world you thought you already knew.